I'm often asked what my thoughts are on the market, and honestly, I believe we're under a lot of cash flow pressure. And here's the reason why. That I believe there are three dates that have fundamentally changed the face and the future of the American retirement system forever. And by the way, these are not based on political facts or anything else. They're just simply the reality of dates that have changed their system forever. The first date that happened for us was January 1st, 2008. And that's the date that that very first baby boomer turned age 62. And what happens when we're 62 is that we're able to participate in the Social Security system. Now, not every baby boomer, when they turn 62, starts using Social Security, but a lot of them did. And a matter of fact, about 10,000 baby boomers every day achieve this milestone of being 62 years old. The second date that changed the American retirement system forever was January 1st, 2011. And it's exactly 3 years later. And that means, of course, that baby boomers are now 65 and eligible to participate in the Medicare system. And again, 10,000 baby boomers a day are achieving this milestone. The third date that changed our system forever was July 1st, 2016. And that's when the first baby boomer turned age 70 and a half. And when we reach this milestone at 70 and a half, we are forced by the government, the IRS, to start taking required minimum distributions on any of our tax-deferred accounts. So I often get asked by my clients, well, what are required minimum distributions and how do they actually work? So here's a quick chart. This is the standard IRS table for required minimum distributions. And you'll see next to each age, there's a distribution period, or what I call a distribution factor. So when you're age 70, the distribution factor is 27.4. And what does that mean in practical terms? Well, here's a quick example. You had $100,000 in your IRA. You divide it by the distribution factor of 27.4 when you're age 70 and a half. That means you have to withdraw $3,649 from your $100,000 IRA, or 3.649% as a withdrawal rate. Okay, and by the way, failure to take this amount of money results in a 50% penalty, 50% penalty for failing to withdraw at least the amount of money that's required for your minimum distribution. So is this withdrawal rate a good thing, a bad thing? And it's never really clear for most people whether it's good or bad. So this article recently, a few years ago, I saw about safe portfolio withdrawal rates was published by Morningstar. And as you know, Morningstar is one of the most respected publications in the financial services industry. So this report definitely caught my attention as a financial professional. So we look here as a table by Morningstar. Now, when I'm working with my clients, I've come to learn that they're spending more and more time in retirement. We're living longer and longer. So if I'm planning for my clients their years in retirement, I'm going to plan for 30 years in their retirement. And I do so with a 90% probability of success. Now, certainly you can, plan for a lower probability of success, but for my clients, I'm going to make sure that their investments are going to last 30 years of their retirement with a 90% probability. So if you're invested relatively safely, only 20% in equities, so a relatively safe portfolio, the safe withdrawal rate is 2.7%. If you're a little bit more aggressive and have 40% in equities, the safe withdrawal rate goes to 2.8%. 60% in equities, again, a little bit more aggressive, the safe withdrawal rate's about 2.7%. And if you have a really aggressive portfolio, 80% in equities, the safe withdrawal rate's only 2.6%. So as we discussed earlier, whether you're conservative or aggressive in your investments, when it comes time to withdraw your money, we know we can only safely withdraw it at an average around 2.7% to make sure our money is going to last through those years in retirement. So now let's look and see what happens for those required distributions when we turn 80. Well, when you're 80 years old, the distribution factor is 18.7. So again, that exact same example, at age 80, $100,000 in your IRA divided by your distribution factor of 18.7 says we have to withdraw $5,347 or 5.35%. Well, Morningstar just told us that the safe withdrawal rate is only 2.7%, to make sure your money is going to last through retirement. This is almost double what Morningstar tells us the safe withdrawal rate is. So if you had $1 million in your portfolio and you took out 2.7% to make sure your money was going to last through your retirement, you'd have to withdraw $27,000 a year, and that's before you paid any taxes on it. When we look at the SMART program, there's a better way, and we were really striving to get a much higher safe withdrawal rate as we move through retirement.